Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite, and we are finally back with another video, guys. Man, it's been a crazy last week or so with CWL Dallas with finals this week. I'm heading back to Nebraska on Friday, so lots going on this week. So I haven't been able to put out a video in like a week, which really sucks, but we're finally back, and I can't be more excited to talk about CWL Dallas and everything going forward with the CWL. So obviously, like I've mentioned in the last few videos, I was in Dallas for CWL Dallas working as a referee for the open bracket. And I had a lot of fun, man. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to play in the open bracket or whatnot before, it's honestly an awesome experience. So what I was doing was I was referee. So basically I was an arbitrator between the two teams who were playing, basically doing the map vetoes and recording scores, making sure any of their technical problems were taken care of. Like when it comes to controllers, Astros, whatever it may be. And then at the end, I record the scores and hand them over to my bosses to make sure that everything's recorded. Even though there were 2 evacuations, which I'm sure you guys heard about, nonetheless, it was an awesome event. And even though we were a little bit behind schedule, there's some long days on Saturdays, I had a great time and absolutely really enjoyed myself. And I want to show you guys some of what I experienced. So let's get straight into the clip.
Corner strike. Maybe he can make this a 4v4, but the mortar comes in. K's able to connect with one, and he wins a gunfight there at the street tank. TK going huge. Just 10 points away. You got one final crack. Here comes Splyce through the B-bomb. They win the first gunfight, but second by second, TK looks to close the door. Is it enough? Is it enough? They just barely get in for the moment. Splyce get on in. Can Kenny get the 2-piece? Can Kenny get the 2-piece? One final play. It's enough to contest, but TK gets it. Collab from Fury. It's a collab, I believe, through the smoke from Fury. Nowhere bombs down at.
We weren't holding water control very well. It sort of felt like we turtled a lot, and it's been feeling like we've been turtling a lot.
Yeah, and best of luck going forward in the winners finals. For now, Maven, take it away.
We got ourselves 4 teams about to be remaining, waiting the results of that losers bracket match. Either way, though, this one is going to be incredible. This is your Call of Duty World League Dallas Open.
TK on the verge of the victory!
3, Fast trying to find anything off the wall. Is he gonna be
We'll get into the future predictions of what the CWL is going to look like, what NOLA is going to look like, and how teams like TK, OpTic, FaZe, whoever it may be, are going to perform in the future. But first, I just want to talk to you guys about my experience just a little bit more. And I want to thank you guys who were there at CWL Dallas, who I got to talk to. I got to talk to a handful of you guys, and it was just awesome to talk to you guys, like for real. It was really, really cool to meet a handful of you guys. And you know who you are, so just drop a comment down below, and I'd love to say hi and, you know, what's up. Not only did I get to meet you guys, but I also got to meet a few people who I was really excited to meet. The first one was actually, I got to meet Drifter, the YouTuber Call of Duty guy. He does the in-depth videos. If you guys don't know who he is, he's about 1.2 million subs or whatnot. And he was just awesome, man. Really genuine guy. Really, really a nice guy. And he talked to us for almost 20 minutes during the evacuation. I actually originally saw him while he was periscoping, and then I talked to him for a hot second there, but then about 10 minutes later, we actually ran into each other again, and we talked for almost 20 minutes. So really awesome guy. I love meeting him, and he has just so much interesting stuff going on. Wish the best to him in the future. 2 of the guys who I also really enjoyed meeting were Doug Sensor Martin and Facento. Both those guys were, again, just really genuinely nice guys. And I helped both of them when I was reffing, actually, when they were in the open bracket, because Echo Fox and Next Threat were in the open bracket. And even though I didn't really get to have a true conversation with them about anything besides what was going on with the open bracket and Call of Duty, nonetheless, they were just awesome guys. I really enjoyed my time with those guys, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Okay, so finally, after this insanely long intro, I know, we're going to finally get into the CWL takeaways, what I take away from Dallas and what I think is going to happen in the future for the CWL. So, like, the first big takeaway that I had was that the open bracket is legit. We had so many good teams in the open bracket, like Echo Fox, FaZe, Rockets Esports, Pure GG, like so many good teams that were in the open bracket who definitely could make some runs as the game goes along. I'm really excited to see what they can do. So obviously we have to talk about TK first, because they won CWL Dallas. If you guys haven't seen that yet, they were 22-9 in map count, and they went 8-0 in their games, obviously going through the winners bracket to the finals. And if you guys hadn't heard how they use the veto system, it was really awesome. Like, as a ref, I had probably about 4 series where all 3 of the games in that best of 3 were London Docks. Literally everybody wanted to play London Docks. It's really one of the best maps, I mean, in my opinion as well. So what TK decided to do is that they were never going to play London Docks. So they vetoed London Docks every single time, every single series, and they never played once. That alone, I think, gave them a big advantage, because a lot of teams aren't very comfortable on other maps. If you get outside of Ardennes Forest, then teams aren't as comfortable playing St. Marie or on, say, like Hardpoint Gibraltar, or especially on like at USS Texas SND and like Flak Tower CTF. Those were maps that TK really took advantage of to really switch things up on the teams that they were playing against. And something else that they did that I thought was really impressive was how they used the tacticals to really get an advantage in Hardpoint. I mean, I watched so much Ardennes Forest and London Docks Hardpoint this weekend. Dude, my eyes were bleeding of London Docks Hardpoint, man. I watched so much of it. But like, teams didn't really necessarily use very many stuns, but TK and teams like Echo Fox, I noticed, really did use stuns really well. And I thought it gave them a big advantage in maps like that. But I think in the future, though, like, TK may not be as good as they were in CWL Dallas, because I think they were a little bit ahead of the curve, a little bit more innovative than other teams heading into this tournament. So I really do think as other teams figure out the game and figure out new strats to use, TK might not be as good, but they're still going to be a top 4 to 6 team this whole year. So then, of course, we have to talk about Splyce, who beat OpTic. They were 27-13 in map count and 7-3 overall. And I really don't think anybody saw their finals appearance coming. I mean, it was most definitely a surprise to a lot of people. And the one thing that really stood out is how good Tommy is. Tommy's a stud, man. And he has as good of gun skills as anybody in the game, and he was just slaying kids all weekend long. I mean, like, and when it comes to the future, I definitely think they're going to be an elite team moving forward, but it's tough to project how the Europeans will play as the game moves along. I'm not exactly sure, but I would say they're going to be a top 4 team. Of course, we got to talk about the guys in green. We got to talk about OpTic Gaming. And man, they were just so much less dominant than what we've seen these past few 2Ks or in Infinite Warfare or whatnot. They just didn't dominate teams like they normally do. Personally, it was extremely surprising. I thought they were going to come out and just play a phenomenal tournament and really just work their way to the finals. I mentioned that in my predictions video that I thought OpTic basically was guaranteed to be in the finals. Worst comes to worst, they play Splyce and they get 3-0'd, and man, it just didn't work out for them. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch, Ardennes Forest for OpTic was just a really tough map. They were just really struggling to win SNDs on Ardennes. They just weren't very innovative. They didn't switch things up. I noticed that Scump rushed mid so many times in a row. It became pretty predictable, and teams really adjusted quick to it and figured out new ways to counter it by using stuns and smokes to cover mid or whatnot. It just didn't work. Obviously, I think OpTic will work through their differences and really make a stride to be significantly better at the next LAN in New Orleans. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they win another few 2Ks leading up to that, and even if they win New Orleans. So really, for the CWL going forward, I think there's like a really solid 8 teams, and then there's going to be a lot of teams that are like from the back 8 of the 16 pool teams to then like the top 8 of the open bracket, who really all have a chance to make some noise in tournaments. So like the top 8 teams like TK, OpTic, Splyce, Luminosity, EU, FaZe, Echo Fox, and Envy probably are like the 8 teams that are just on a different tier right now, I feel like. And then you got guys like Ground Zero, Rise, Ghost Gaming, Lightning Pandas, EG, teams like that. They're kind of like on the fringe of being good. And they'll probably just be working around the open bracket and pool play for the next tournament or two. For like the next few weeks leading up into New Orleans, I think TK will basically always be the favorite, and then OpTic right behind them, as well as Splyce. Obviously, FaZe was so surprising in CWL Dallas. They went from the open bracket and then finished 4th in Dallas. It was just insanely impressive, and their massive run basically guaranteed them pool play for the New Orleans, so that's really great for them. I don't know if they're going to be a team that's going to win a tournament this year, but they're going to be a team that's going to be top 8 for sure. And then the one team that I was really surprised about was LG. They just did not play well, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have a roster change before New Orleans, or potentially maybe after New Orleans if they don't perform well there. It's really all up in the air right now. But nonetheless, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I was just excited to talk about CWL Dallas, upcoming future for the CWL, and I want to get it all into one video, so it's kind of long, but I appreciate you guys staying along. But as always, guys, I'm your boy, SalvationsElite, and we'll see you next time. went up in the ranks a little bit at rank play, and you're like, all right, I need to start playing as a team though. I need to find a team to play with. I want to play with some guys who have the same mindset as me, you know, and can think the same way I do. And so you find a team and you decide, all right, let's play some game battles. What you do is go to MLG site, go to game battles, and you can create a team.